Today on what I read today, it's Zombie Powder. An awesome manga that was made in a time before Zombie Powder became another name for bath salts. The cover looks amazing. It has a bunch of various scribbles. You can see Jack Skellington there. It's not Jack Skellington, it's a reference to one of the gangs in the story. And I do not care about spoilers. But yeah, the Ash Daughters, I believe, is the name of the gang that's the symbol for, but yeah, looks like Jack Skellington. Now, this is like a sci-fi post-apocalyptic western with a dash of concentrate from the first 12 volumes of Bleach. This is Tite Kubo's first manga, and you can tell all of his hallmarks are here. You could also tell that he probably watched A Princess Bride while writing this. But yeah, it's a sci-fi western, and this is the best start I have seen to a manga in a long time. Like, out of all the manga I've read, this is one of the most solid starts. I really wish that this thing did not get canceled. It has its cinematic start with the introduction of the concept of zombie powder. And Gamma Akitabi, the main bandit, Deus Ex Gamma. With the nice little start. Oh yeah, he has this little thing on his belt. Does this look familiar to you? Because it looks familiar to me. Came back. All this time later. And I believe volume 41. This little design from the belt. Exact same design as Vesta Lord Ichigo. You can tell that Tite Kubo's never forgotten about this series. And when reading it, you can tell it's a work of love. It's amazing writing even if it relies on a lot of Western cliches. Here's Elwood. We follow him as the pseudo-protagonist when it's really mostly Gamma. Elwood reminds me a lot of Ichigo with some elements of Rukia. But then again, Gamma reminds me of Ichigo mixed with Renji and a couple other characters. Elwood's comedic relief, but Gamma's also pretty funny. And pretty much it's two dumbasses trying to get through here with Gamma being strong enough to take out anybody, but his weakness is women and children. Gamma also acts a lot like Urahara. Like a lot like Urahara. Then we get to the chapter where Elwood meets the consequences of his actions. Because he was in a gang as a pickpocket, trying to get money for his sister's health. But what ends up happening is he just ends up bringing trouble back home. And he has to pay his sister has to pay the price. Now, the pacing of these first few chapters is perfect. Not too fast, not too slow. Solid writing. And it's just done amazingly well. And this chapter especially, it reminds me of the Memories of the Rain chapters from Bleach when going through Ichigo's backstory. This whole beginning part is Elwood's backstory. And it's just done so very, very well. And then we get to the second part. Here we have Elwood starting to learn about the ways and tricks of the world, how everything isn't how it seems. As you see trickster after trickster come through. nobody tells the truth and everybody is lying. And I'll say it's awesome. Especially here. Does this not look like Kon when he's possessing Ichigo's body? It's like, as you get further along, you can tell that Tite Kubo's getting more comfortable riding. And you're starting to see a lot more of that classic Bleach art style leak through. Oh yeah, this is probably the most clear version we get of the little mask belt buckle. And also, Zombie Powder uses tracks and not chapters. This whole bus incident, I love it. It's paced so well. The action in here flows so smoothly. Oh yeah, we get the accomplice who likes pretending at first. There's a lot of false introductions in Zombie Powder. Of people introducing themselves as one thing and really being another. But now as we're getting to this, well, after this little introduction, it gets to the part of Princess Bride references everywhere. And also, the further we get into here, the more Elwood starts acting like Ichigo. Like, at first, he didn't act like Ichigo, but the further we get along, the more that personality starts coming through. A lot of elements of Zombie Powder did carry over into the first 12 volumes of Bleach. Also, C.T. Smith here. He's awesome. I like him. He's funny. Everything's funny. This is primarily a comedy first and an action second, but the action is amazing. Yeah, as we get further along, many Princess Bride references. Also, does this not look like... Well, it both looks like Yuzu and it looks like the younger version of Ichigo's mom. It's like, there's a lot of characters that look like they were copied and pasted into Bleach. Oh yeah, the torture maniac. She reminds me of the six-handed guy from The Princess Bride. Well, he. This is a man, even if all the pictures say otherwise. Yeah, really looking like Ichigo here. Really looking like Ichigo. We get further into here. And yeah, this person is revealed to be a maniac and a gang leader. This person, you remember the person in Princess Bride who keeps saying, inexplicable? Yeah, when reading, I just keep imagining him with that voice. Because it's like the personality, but the body of a person who could actually fight. Yeah, Ash Daughter's Bandits is the name. Also, doesn't this kind of look like Renji here? Like if Renji was holding Ichigo's sword. But yeah. This person. While they speak like that person from The Princess Bride, they actually fight like Levi from Attack on Titan. And I will say that action throughout the end is just great. And the silhouette work in Zombie Powder, whenever it's used, it's not used too often, so it makes it look so much better. But it's very striking when it is used. It's like, all the action and the movements of people in Zombie Powder is amazing. Oh yeah, these flames of a good swordsman. This reminds me of One Piece. But this was made before One Piece introduced that concept. And this was like 3 volumes worth of content packed into one. I love this series. And I really like this first volume. Check it out if you can. I understand if people can't find this. It is severely out of print. This series only did get 4 volumes. I can't get the 4th volume because of just how rare this is. Most people will regard this as a collector's volume now, but it's an amazing series in its own right. Apparently it was canceled for a lack of popularity, but it has everything. It truly has everything. It's extremely funny, and it has a whole lot of action. And for it only being, for this first volume, it packed a decent amount of character development in. It's like, this is a really good start to a series. It's one of the most solid I've seen. This is a 10 out of 10. I'm keeping this forever. Unless I get to a point where I'm forced to sell it with my other zombie powders. Because these things, even though I did get this for cheap, they are getting rare. They are kind of hard to find. It's like I tried getting the 4th volume, but while I got all my other zombie powders for about $10 or less per volume, the 4th one would rack up hundreds of dollars. So I'll never get it. It's going to be like my Sayonara Zetsubo Senseis, where volumes 12 and 13 are for some reason $300 plus each, while the rest of them I got for less than $10 each volume. Actually, most of my Sayonara Zetsubo Senseis I've gotten for $4 or less. I mostly get my manga secondhand or 15th hand. You'd be surprised by how many of these are ex-library copies. But yeah, check this out. Everything's cool, it follows the rule of cool. As you get further on with the later tracks, it starts even getting into the style element of Bleach. Yeah, I highly suggest checking it out if you can. You could probably read it online for cheap still. Yeah, it has its own style. It's an amazing sci-fi post-apocalyptic western. Also, another element of this is, as Gamma is dragging Elwood across, it kind of reminds me of early Steel Ball Run, of Gyro just taking Johnny with him, even though Johnny's a massive liability. Same thing here, Gamma's dragging a massive liability with him. The only thing Elwood can contribute to anything is pickpocketing. Everyone's wallet's even his own wallet. But yeah, amazing series. Amazing first volume. I don't think I've ever seen... Well, there are a few starts that are just as solid as this, but it's very hard to find them. Great first volume.